Hello everybody and welcome to Secret of Mana Randomizer Weekly Seed number 181. Got a matchup today between NeoKenshin and PyanoTheYoshi. To get started in just a second. We are starting off at the Elder's house, which means that the Flammie Drum is in logic. We're also starting with the boy. Let's see what weapon we start with before we go through the rest of the settings. The bow. Dark Seed is in a forgotten land, so hints are on, and we are doing a Mana Tree Revival, so that is a good hint to have. Also starting with 400 gold in the basement, that is going to be great. Adding on to our 200 gold that we are starting with just at the beginning of the seed. So Neo going to the shop. Piano also going there. Let's see what they are going to start off with. That is unfortunately a battle suit, not the spiky suit, spiky armor. So just starting off with some consumables. So we are doing a Mana Tree Revival. You need all 8 seeds. We have random complexity, normal difficulty, finding the Flammie Drum in logic. Piano is making a save and is going to go check out the Mantis Ant boss, is what it looks like. Neo, however, is leaving and is going to check the sign, hopefully, without this mushroom doing any damage. Actually, Piano is not checking the boss, just making a save in case there's nothing in the upper land, just to jet back to Poto's village, save a little money and save a little time traveling back like that. So both of our runners headed to the upper land. We have vanilla bosses, swapped enemies. We have enemy growth matching the player level, starting with the boy, obviously, and finding the other 2 characters in the game at current level. Starting with 200 gold, on top of that 400 gold we found in the uncle's basement. Low chest drop frequency, normal chest trap frequency. So chests, few and far between, probably don't want to open them up. But you can take your chances if you want to. Everything else looks pretty normal. Random weapons, random shops, hints enabled, status ailments, location. So otherwise, pretty normal seed. So find the Flammie Drum, get a cutting weapon, 8 seeds, head to the back of Pure Lands. And our orb is going to be, I didn't see what it was on Piano's side. Lumina, there it is. So we need Lumina as well as the girl to get through that. And now both of our runners are headed from... Well, Piano's headed up and around. Wait. I'm losing my mind. Trying to keep track of everything that's going on. There's 800 gold. And the Moogle belt in the Moogle village. How awesome. So, Piano made that save earlier, is going to keep the 800 bucks and the Moogle belt here. Makes sense. That's once again, just a good amount of money to start off with. And the Moogle belt will be nice to undo being Moogled, which Neo dodges that I Spy bolt, which could have done that to him. Oh, Neo didn't pay for a ticket, was just running up the ramp. Wait a minute, hold on, I have to pay for this travel. But Moogle belt also could be used during some boss fights to mitigate damage if you time it correctly. So both of our runners, early game, are lockstep. Piano coming back and making another save here at the Potos Inn. Neo now landing. And so yeah, Piano is going to drop down into the hole and show us what is it, Mantis Ant? Oh yeah, Mantis Ant bosses are vanilla, so we know exactly what's there. But just whether or not this boss is worthwhile, Neo picking up some more hints. Sylvan Magic in a volcano. So Sylvan Magic is on the Pure Land Island. You don't need Undine to go through the Grand Palace. Hopefully you don't need to go through the Grand Palace and fight Mech 3. You do need Sylphid though, which is late, very late game. One more hint that Neo is going to get. Piano has taken down the Mantis Ant. We'll see if this is worthwhile. The tower key's in a chest. All right. And Neo is now going to, I guess, head north and fight the Biting Lizard. Tonpole, Sword Orb, and nothing. So Piano's probably going to reset that. Just an orb and nothing else. It's going to keep it? Question mark? No, there it is. I was like, Sword Orb and nothing is not... So, well, especially if you don't even have the sword, who cares? All right, Neo now starts his combat with the Tonpole over an Undine Cave, and has missed 3 shots. This guy's wiggling around and is deftly dodging the arrow shots that Neo is... Oh, now he's got him scared and in a corner, so it's going to be easier to... Like, literally shooting fish in a barrel. And he's transformed to the lizard. Piano now heading around to the... Oh my gosh. What a horrible... Oh, Piano's getting locked down by these mushrooms here. Alright, makes it through. Barely. Oh, and Neo getting swallowed. Oh, gets spat out. Got the pause. Could have, probably mitigated that damage with, Moogling, but, instead just took it and, well, healed himself up, but getting swallowed again. Piano hitting the teleporter. And having a big think. Probably gonna rope back, yeah, to the flower fields, to the front of the forest, which is the flower fields north of Guy's navel. There are a couple of hints here that he can pick up. Oh, old man, stop! Stop and give me your hints, and I shall not puncture you. Gnome is mid-game. Alright, Neo's getting devoured. He's kind of stuck in a loop right now, it looks like. Just, okay. Yep, there it is again. He'll survive this bite, but he'll need to heal up. Oh, only 2 damage. Well, it immediately gets stunned again. Grand Palace Sylphid. Already saw that hint earlier. Piano coming to Kippo Village, south of Guy's Navel, to check out this shop here. Neo backing up a little bit. Some nice mid-game armor here. Potentially affordable later. With the Ruby Vest, that's good for all 3 characters. And the Tiger Suit, good for the boy and the Sprite. Yeah, Neo just trying to keep things spaced out. Alright, and here comes, I believe, the first heal by the Fighting Lizard. Undoing a couple of bow shots. Numerically. Oh, and Piano getting stopped by these mushrooms again, getting bullied. Alright, Neo has figured out a place to stand where the Biting Lizard is not backing up and where he can just get shots in and not also get eaten. So now it's just a matter of time. So long as nothing else shifts around in the setup, he should have the Biting Lizard down pretty soon. It looks as though the Biting Lizard is out of mana, so no more heals. So just a few more shots. Oh, we got some blue drops here with 0 armor. This could really slow things down if Piano sprints through and gets Frostied. A bow orb, perfect. An orb for the starting weapon. Neo finishes the boss and goes back to talk to Undine and picks up, oh, the girl. Okay, great find there. And the Flammie Drum. All right, just perfect. All right. Well, Neo picked right, and the girl has the boomerang. All right, so we have the Flammie Drum. We have the girl. So Neo is off to the races. Wow, Flammie Drum was in Sphere 0. Just go to Undine Cave. All right, Piano is coming to Guy's Navel. Going to talk to Watts. Get this freebie drop here. A Whip Orb. And let's see where Neo decides to go next. He's coming down to the Boomerang Orb. And what is Earth Palace? It is blocked by Sylphid. So Neo's come to Pandora to get some hints. And Luna's in a chest. Okay. Oh, and there's Lumina. Okay. So that's good news for Piano, going, okay, well, I found Lumina. I know Upperland Forest is blocked by Lumina, so the girl has to be somewhere early. And the girl is, in fact, somewhere early. And it's going to be a great place to find the girl. And also, you know, going ahead and having Lumina means that you can start casting attack magic right away. Piano taking a little bit of time here to shop. Getting just 1 chain vest, just upgrading the armor a little bit before probably dropping in to fight some of these bosses here. Yep, going to the inn at Dwarf Village to make a save. Neo on his way through the Pandora ruins towards Wallface, which Wallface is Wallface. Once again, a reminder that we have vanilla bosses. Piano going to fight the Tropicalo first. Just has a level 0 bow, so this is going to take a little minute, but it shouldn't be a very difficult fight, especially since nobody's leveled up. Taking a little bit of damage here, even though he's got upgraded armor. This fire boomerang that Neo has found on the girl is doing some work here. Going ahead and leveling up and pushing through some of these enemies, which is going to level up Wallface. Once again, the enemy growth is matching player level. But is going to provide some extra money once he gets through this whole ordeal. So Neo has made it to the platform. He's going to drop in and start his Wallface fight in just a moment. Piano still plugging away at Tropicalo. Tropicalo goes down, and so do Neo's boy and girl down into the pit. Starting the Wallface fight. No magic, just 2 weapons. And it looks like the Wallface, the boy's level 4, I believe, so same thing with Wallface. Setting up the targeting on his ally to target the center wall. We get a spear orb, and a glove orb. Will Piano save that? 3 weapon orbs. No. Okay, so Tropicalo is wiped from the record. 3 weapon orbs. Nothing unique or necessary or helpful. And also weapon orbs for weapons that are not owned yet. So Piano saves comes that fight and drops down to go fight Kilroy, the robot down in the pit. Neo's got this Moogle belt. He's got, I think he's used 2 pieces of candy, so leaving him with 5 left. Wow, Kilroy already in phase 2, wheeling around. This bow's doing some good damage. I mean, everybody's still level 1 on Piano's screen, so... Alright. Kilroy is down for Piano. And Neo's still plugging away at the Wallface. The boy, unfortunately, the ally is timed where he's not firing arrows at the right time to actually deal damage. I think now he's synced back up. We have the Whip Orb and a Javelin Orb. Once again, 2 weapon orbs for weapons we don't have, so Piano's going to save some of that. So both bosses at Guy's Navel have been wiped from the record. Piano does have 1 more freebie at the Magic Rope Chest. Neo finishes his fight against Wallface and is going to unlock the Treasury Room at Pandora Castle. But first, a couple of drops here. A Glove Orb and a Bow Orb. Another orb for a weapon that is owned. So now he has access to 2 shops and can get the freebie from the girl in the castle, as well as the 6 chests in the Treasury Room. Piano is spiraling up and out. Did Piano go and get the magic rope thing? It looked to be a boomerang orb. I'm missing that on my tracker, so I assume that's what it is. A little bit of shopping here. Going ahead and getting a kung fu dress. Get a full cap for the girl. So some good, affordable early game stuff here, and some nice mid game stuff to possibly come back to. All right, this is some info that I need to throw down. I forget that I've had that setting there. Piano finding a cap and a power wrist for the boy is in, I think, Pandora's first shop right now. And Neo finishing shopping at the second shop that opens up after the Wallface fight. Yeah. So Piano's gonna check this. Uh-oh, Neo, get this kid out of the way. This NPC is eating some time right here. Yeah, Piano finds out that Luna is in a chest, and as level 1 is headed to the ruins to fight Wallface. Neo talks to the girl, gets a sword orb, and now for these 6 chests. And then Neo, of course, can take off from here. Has the Flammie Drum already. Spear orb. Luna magic, awesome. There's that fulfilled. The javelin, another weapon. The axe, okay, we have a cutting weapon. The whip, okay, we have access to everything in the world. And the wind seed. Wow. Absolutely incredible. So not the Flammie Drum, but a lot of good stuff. 2 more weapons, one of which is, or 3 more weapons. One of which is a cutting weapon, and one of which is the whip. So now you can go and do all that kind of stuff. You also have access to the end of the Pure Lands. Also picking up a wind seed, which can immediately be turned in. Also, that is one of the 8 seeds that you need. That is the goal of the game, or of this particular seed. Piano making his way through. He's will be facing off against Wallface once at level 1 versus level 4, which is what Neo did, but still, Wallface is a difficult boss to fight if you're not able to nuke him down very quickly, and if you don't have 2 characters to kind of like share the targeting damage. But he does have candy, he does have armor, he does have the Moogle belt. Yeah, so it should just be surviving. Neo taking that cutting weapon and going to the beginning of the game. Lumina in a hole. Alright, so that's good information for Neo that Piano's already found. And it's a gnome axe. We got the petrification. So we have the gnome axe and the salamander boomerang are just stun-locking enemies. Yeah, Neo's on his way to the sword pedestal right now. Get this drop. And there's the other character. There's the Sprite. Okay, all 3 characters available early game. The Sprite has the spear. Okay, awesome. So, all 3 characters have been found. We have a cutting weapon. We have one of the 8 seeds for Neo's side. Piano will be receiving this stuff shortly because he'll eventually get funneled to Undine Cave. So away we go, up into the air for Neo. And where do you want to go with all of your everything? Okay, coming to Guy's Navel first, that makes sense. Hasn't been here yet. There's a lot of freebies here. 4 freebies to find, 2 bosses to fight. Lumina is here. That'll be good to find. Not a whole lot of other good stuff. Piano wound up save scumming both bosses. But since Neo has some more weapons, I want to say there were a couple of axe and spear orbs or something like that, so he may wind up saving these boss fights. Just because, a whip orb. Just because he has those weapons, he may look at that boss reward differently and go, well, I have those weapons, I could level them up. Whereas Piano said, I don't even have that yet, so why would I bother? That being said, Neo is making a save here at the inn, so he's at least setting up the potential to save scum. Finds out that Earth Palace is blocked by Sylphid magic. Piano's still plugging away at the center eye. It looks like the right eye is out of magic. We saw it dilate right there and not cast anything, so Piano just has to survive. Not taking any flash beam damage. There's Lumina in the hole. And Neo leaves and is going to go get the freebie at the magic rope chest. Yeah, there's just a long, slow fight here at Wallface for Piano. Not taking any damage. Perfectly fine. There it is. Okay, Wallface down. Good news for Piano, because that's going to funnel him. Well, here's the thing. He's going to pick up the axe. I assume that he's going to go to... He's going to pick up the axe and the whip, which will push him towards Ellenae's, but because he has the whip, it's going to push him to the teleporter, and while he's there, he's going to go, well, I might as well check the Undine Cave first. And that'll get him the girl and the Flammie Drum. I assume that's my prediction. He's gonna get this axe and whip and go, LNA's cave. Perfect. But then he'll divert and go, well, let me check, this thing first. That's good that it's still going to funnel him to the check he needs to go to. Pokemon of the day is Togekiss? I don't know what that is. It's beyond my time. Piano on his way through the castle here. Boomerang orb. Yeah, that was the orb. Oop, backwards. Those found. Alright. Here is the whip, the wind seed, the javelin, the axe, a spear orb, and Luna. So Piano happy to see those checks, but then still, going, well, there's no Flammie Drum, and also no girl. So I can't, get through Upper Land. So the girl is still somewhere accessible right now. Shade Magic for free from the Lighthouse Keeper. Thank you so much. To Picard. Neo coming to the mountains now. Has the whip, has the axe. You can go ahead and set up everything here. Oh, right. Piano has the axe now and is going to go make a save in case that the sword pedestal in the river doesn't have anything. Now that he can cut the bushes, he has access to that. So he's going to pick up the Sprite first. Which I think is good. Because if he had beelined for getting the girl and then flown away, he may not come back to this check for a while. And miss out on having the Sprite. So this is actually very fortuitous for him. Gets the hint about Lumina, doesn't care. Neo going through the Dark Palace and hitting all the switches on the way. About to get his first chest check. Oh, doubling back for this chest, 600 gold. All right. And our first chest here is Dryad Magic. Okay, so now we have some attack magic for the Sprite on top of having Shade. Piano pulls the sword, out pops the Sprite. And a spear. So once again, a very fortunate thing that what is blocking Upperland Forest is Lumina magic, that it's like, okay, neat, I found the Sprite, I can cast magic. I still need the girl. I have Lumina. So I'm looking all, I've got a few more checks that I can do early game where the girl will be. Neo now running back in. Through the portcullis in just a second here. Whoop, getting stopped by this trap flower. And then blowing it up. Alright, the portcullis chest is an axe orb. Okay. And that is everything here. Neo has set up everything. All of the pillars and switches. So if and when he gets the Dark Seed, he can come back here and go immediately to the boss. And Neo now coming to Taznica. Fight the Dark Stalker for one check here, as well as a hint from the king. And let's see what Piano decides to do. I called my prediction already. Yeah. Alright, so Piano will be shortly getting the girl and the Flammie Drum and be ready to go out in the world. Could immediately go to Elena's castle. I mean, has access to it. That is still 2 checks. But it is Spiky Tiger, which is a difficult boss to deal with. Alright, the Dark Stalker is a Weepy Eye, no chest drop, and our reward is nothing. Okay. But talking to the king, we get a hint that we need Salamando. Okay. Another thing that Piano can do here, though, not only does he have 2 characters, you know, as opposed to when Neo fought the Tonpole with 1 character, being able to, you know, having a spread of weapons which could have different elements on them, but also being able to, you know, split up the damage dealt by the boss. But then also having the Sprite with Luna already means that he'll be able to speed up the fight and drain the boss's magic and keep it from healing. Ooh, Tiger Cap, Tiger Bikini, Spiky Suit. So, gonna go ahead and pick up a couple of Spiky Suits for the boy and the Sprite on Neo's side. Maybe making a note of that Tiger Crown to come back for later. The Neo in Mandala will be going up and checking the hints in just a second. Interesting. All right, Piano, I guess just is just focused on dealing damage and spaced on having Luna and the Sprite and being able to drain the magic from this boss. But still dishing out some good damage here, and all of the magic has now been used. This boss only has 6 MP, yeah, so not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Didn't save a whole lot of time. Alright, so this would be the girl and the Flammie Drum, Boomerang. So Piano would be very happy to get all of that. Let's see what the hints are the Neo's going to pick up here. You need 6 elements for the Grand Palace. Joke hint. Dryad Seed is Northtown Ruins. Good information there. Midge Mallet in a warm place. Fire Funnel is dead. That's good news. Flammie Drum in an early game area. Wow. How do you think I got here? You actually, I don't think you can, yeah, so Piano's now coming to Matango. Yeah, there's no way for you to get there to this area without having the Flammie Drum. This isn't something that you can canon travel to, so that is a whack hint. Neo coming to the Fire Palace now. He's going to see if he can crack in. Has the glove, could punch up the ramp to skip it. Piano picking up the freebie chest here at Matango in the castle. Undine Magic. All right. More damage output. Actually, that's his first damage to find with the... what do we have here? Oh, and Fire Palace is blocked by Undine. Okay. Oh, perfect synchronicity there. Let's see if Neo decides to go in and punch up the ramp. He has gloves, but he may just not go. Can't be bothered. Piano now coming to the Empire area, going to Southtown first to get the freebie from Mara. Neo about to get Undine. He may double back immediately. The Javelin Orb from Mara. He may pick up this Undine check. Going to go ahead and click that for him. And double back immediately to Fire Palace. We'll see. While it's on his mind. There it is. There's Undine. Alright. Piano dropping down into Northtown Ruins. So we know the Dark Seed is here. Pretty sure that's what it was. That was the hint. But we don't know if it's in one of the 3 chests or if it's on one of the 2 bosses back in the back. Yep, Neo immediately picking up that Undine and going, all right, let's go back. Let's just deal with it right now. Oh, the Water Seed also at Northtown Ruins. Interesting. So 2 seeds here at least. These metal crawlers are really stopping Neo. 1,400 gold. All right, another great find that is not the Dark Seed. Right, Piano doesn't have that hint and is leaving. So happy to find 1,400 gold and the Water Seed. Neo roping out. Oh, did he use up all of his magic in the early room and now has to, like, level up the Sprite? Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs, Chrissy, Mech 3 is dead. A weapon orb. Awesome. You don't have to look at that. A couple wishes. So yeah, I think Neo is out of magic and is trying to get the Sprite to level up so that he can crack open this orb. Affordable hats and 2 magic armors. Neat. Thanks, dude. Over on Piano's side at the Northtown shop. Alright, Piano headed to Northtown Castle. These Iffish are dishing out some damage. Neo trying to still level up the Sprite and keep the Sprite alive. Wow, triple kill there on Piano's side. Alright, our first chest is the Earth Seed, another seed. Nice. And a Glove Orb. At this point, Neo could have left, gone to Kakara, paid $50 to take a nap and get the Sprite's magic back, and come back. He's having such a difficult time leveling up against these metal crawlers. Alright, Piano, you gonna be a bro? Nah. Staying locked up. Oh, look at this beautiful menagerie of Rabbites there, hanging out. A Boomerang Orb, and that is all the freebies here at Northtown. NeoKenshin just bails. Just goes, well, it didn't get the Sprite leveled up. Didn't crack that orb open. I'm out of here. He cast Undine when he first went in, and I was wondering why. Oh well. Alright, both of our runners now coming to the Ice Country. Go talk to Rudolph and get this freebie. Our hint is Javelin in a town, already found it. And our free check from Santa's house is a Glove Orb. Gonna go ahead and mark that for Neo's side as well. So the Water Seed and Earth Seed are in Northtown. The Dark Seed also there. Neo has that hint. Piano does not. Piano now coming to the Ice Palace. Neo doing the same. We'll see if they decide to just get the freebies here or if they're going to continue. They have the whip. They could go ahead and clear this. But they don't really have much damage. Definitely don't, have Salamando. Neo has Shade. That could be at least something. And Dryad. Money. Good money there. So fighting the Ice Gygus at the end is concerning with the current kit. Yeah, Piano just picks up the money and bails. Is now going to Picard. We'll be picking up, I believe this is where Shade was. There's Neo picking up his money. And yeah, menuing, roping out, he's leaving as well. Piano's climbed to the top of the lighthouse, gets Shade Magic. Is happy to see that, especially with 3 seeds in his inventory. Having Shade and Undine and Luna is just like, alright, let's go. I can deal so much damage to so many people. Alright. Neo, with a leveled up Sprite that now has mana back, has come back to the Fire Palace yet again. There better be something here for him. It's going to be a sad time sink if he does all this and then it just winds up being a big old nothing. Piano has come to the mountains to go into the Dark Palace to set all of this stuff up. Alright, the Fire Palace first orb, Undine Orb, is cracked open. Neo on his way to the first chest here. The Midge Mallet, it's not nothing. Piano picking up the first chest here in Dark Palace and getting the Dryad Magic. And is continuing on. Neo, now, can you get the second orb? No, it is Sylphid. Sylphid is, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the hint was that Sylphid was in Pure Lands. It was in a volcano. Alright, the Dark Palace for Piano is all set up and ready to go for when he comes back with the Dark Seed. But he's going to go back in and check this last chest behind the portcullis. Neo coming back to Ice Country to go to Toto Village. And Piano just kind of running up and around the corner instead of flying away to go to Mandala. Check out this shop and get these hints. Ooh, alright, enough for 2 Tiger Caps. Or you can get, honestly, 2 Quilted Hoods. It's less... Here's the thing, the Quilted Hood, a lot less money, $750 versus the Tiger Cap, $1,100. It gives, I think it's 26 armor versus 33, but it also gives 5 evade. So, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, getting slightly less overall armor, but getting that extra evade for the girl and the sprite, and also saving a little bit of money. Whatever that is, like 350 gold per purchase instead, yeah. So some new hats for Neo's characters. And Piano equipping some stuff. Spiky suits. And yeah, Piano is going to pick up some of these hints here. And it's going to see that hint now for the Dark Palace. I mean, not Dark Palace, but the Dark Seed location and go, man, I found so much stuff there already. I thought it was in the clear, just getting those first 2 chests. But is going to filter back. Yep, Northtown Runes for Dryad Seed. That's what it is. It's not the Dark Seed, it's the Dryad Seed. Neo getting everybody buffed up before the Boreal Face fight. Moon Magic versus the Dryad Magic of the boss. Piano coming to Taznica to fight the Dark Stalker. Some good damage being put out on Neo's side with the elemental of choice that Boreal Face is weak to, and down he goes very quickly. Good fight there. All the characters are able to get hits in every single cycle, so it was a very fast fight there. Bam! Exploded. Nothing. And a hint from the king. Need Salamando. A glove orb for Neo. He may save scum this, because he did just save at Toto Village. Let's see if this is worth anything. The Fire Seed! Never mind! This is great! Normally Salamando is there, but he just left the seed there and went off and did something else with his life. So, good find there. Bow Orb from the Sea Hairtail Salesman on Turtle Island. So we have the location of 5 seeds. Piano, first time coming to Fire Palace, will be able to crack in. There's a Javelin Orb from Mara. I'm going to go ahead and mark this information for Piano. There's going to be able to get this first chest. Does not have Sylphid yet, so won't be able to go any further. Neo now landing at Northtown. So here's our first chest here. It is the Midge Mallet for Piano. And he's about to run upstairs and see that he's blocked by the Sylphid Orb. And bail on out of here. Neo opening up a chest trap. And heading over to the 2 chests on the right-hand side of Northtown Castle. Piano flying away. Let's see where we're deciding to go. Check out... Don't have the Moon Seed yet, but it can at least get this info on what elemental is on the orb. So... info is always nice to pick up as soon as possible, just to know all of your options. Dryad. Alright. So... there's a Glove Orb and the Earth Seed for Neo. The Water Seed awaits him at Northtown Ruins, as well as the Dryad Seed somewhere further in. It may just be the 3rd chest. Alright, now we're starting to see seeds turned in. Piano coming to the Wind Palace to turn in this seed. And start leveling up some spells here against Springbeak. Do a good bunch of freeze casting and then changing, draining a little bit of magic. Neo leveling up Magic Absorb in the basement against these Rabbites. Just saw an opportunity to kind of sit down here and do this real quick. Level up some magic. Also leveling up Dryad, just kind of on the move. Piano will have an opportunity here to level up some spells as well against this infinite Rabbite that is here in the randomizer. Springbeak goes down. Windseed will be turned in just a moment. Boomerang Orb found in the dungeon chest for Neo. And let's see if he decides to go back in and fight some bosses, or if he's going to head to the ruins where he knows the Dryad Seed is, and will find the Water Seed along the way. It's an Axe Orb off of the boss fight. Piano now headed to the palace itself to turn in the Wind Seed. Javelin Orb and an Axe Orb. And yeah, Piano's gonna sit around and do some spell casting. Alright, Neo running across the town square of Northtown on his way into the ruins. We'll be picking up the Water Seed and a big chunk of change on these first 2 chests on the balconies. But then with the knowledge that he has that there's another seed here, he may go ahead and dive and just go until he gets the seed. If there's a 3rd chest, cool, he can just bail, not fight any bosses, but 1,400 gold. And the Water Seed will be on the other balcony. Piano still taking some time to level up some spells here. Good to go ahead and get these things leveled up before you go into the Pure Lands, especially since bosses are vanilla. So it's really the 1st and 5th bosses of Pure Lands are the ones that are a struggle. Fighting the Dragon Worm and fighting the Thunder Gygus. Especially without having Sylphid or Gnome. The dragons are a little annoying, but if you have magic, you can at least hit them with something. Alright, there's the Water Seed. And then Axebeak will be no problem, since they have Undine. But also that boss is not normally difficult to deal with. So yeah, Neo picks up the Water Seed, has the hint for the Dryad Seed, and goes, well, I'm going back in. We'll see if he decides to just go for the third chest in the back. And if that's not the Dryad Seed, you know, we'll have to wait and see what that future holds and whether or not he decides to continue on to fight the bosses. Since he knows, I mean, this is a required item here. Piano now coming back to Northtown Ruins, based off of that hint, knows there is a seed here, so is at least going to dive in. So we're going to see some synchronicity here, both of our runners being in the same place at the same time, going for the same hinted objective. So Neo is casting some spells and kind of leveling up the characters as well as the magic along the way. Piano, not wasting any time, is just humming through these hallways. And is actually bypassed Neo now. So we'll see Piano hit the switch and get the third chest first, even though Neo has been here earlier. He's just taking his time leveling up along the way. Leveling up the magic. Alright. The third chest is at the Dryad Seed. It's... What? Okay. Alright. What... Northtown Ruins is stacked this time around. 3 seeds, at least. You know, we know the Dryad Seed is here. Maybe on one of the 2 bosses, maybe the other boss has another seed. We still haven't seen the Dark or the Moon Seed. Water Seed, the Dryad Seed, the Light Seed, 1,400 gold. Oh my god. And then the Earth Seed was in Northtown Castle. Northtown is where it's at, baby. Wow. Alright, Neo is hitting the switch to unlock the room. He's gonna have the same realization like, alright, I'm here for the Dryad Seed. This isn't the Dryad Seed. This is a different seed. Alright, but both of our runners will have leveled up magic here. I don't know if Neo has been... I don't think he's been leveling up. He's been leveling up Sprite magic. I don't know if he's leveled up Lumina yet on the girl. So Piano will have the advantage here. With that, at least. But Neo does have 4 seeds to Piano's 3, but that's not a big deal. Or, I mean, Piano has a 4th seed now. Neo will be picking up his 5th in just a second. Doom Wall goes down. Easy peasy. A lot of damage output with level 3 magic. Alright, Neo picking up this Light Seed as well and going, well, not what I was looking for. Here's the Javelin. And here's 1,200 gold. Okay, get on to the back. Get on to the back. Go fight the vampire for the Dryad Seed. Also, Diluc, what do you have for us today? What wisdom? Oh, thanks. You know what? If you were clearing Northtown Ruins first, fully, that's actually a great hint to have, to go, well, I definitely need to go there. Also, we don't know what's on the 2 bosses. Neo has tried to shove past this shapeshifter, and instead, killed it. Instead, shoved it down into the doorway and like pushed it further in his way. Oh my gosh, obliterating these enemies here. All right, that's that vampire down. This should be the Dryad Seed. An Axe Orb, and oh my gosh, the Dryad Seed. All right, so we have 6 seeds known. Piano has not gone to Boreal Face yet. The Dark Seed and the Moon Seed are still out there somewhere, but there are, 6 bosses and therefore 6 checks in Pure Lands. That may be the next thing to do. Well, maybe not. Piano is, I mean, there are 2 freebies that you can check here at the Sunken Continent. One blocked by the axe, one blocked by the whip. Might as well check those out before really committing to going to Pure Lands. On top of that, need to get some provisions before going into the Pure Lands. Get some fairy walnuts and some extra armor, especially since some money has been found. Luckily, it's known that you don't need to go through the Grand Palace itself. Mech 3 is just a weapon orb. Alright. The Doom Wall goes down for Neo. Picks up a Javelin Orb and 1,200 bucks. Piano finds a Sword Orb in the chest on the upper floor of the Grand Palace and is now headed to the Undersea area to pick up the chest there past the axe check. Neo getting the hint from Diluc and going, oh, I've already done that. I already have that. Thanks anyway. Starting his fight now against the Vampire, which will have the Dryad Seed. Piano now coming down the stairs. And we're going to see what this freebie is. This may be a worthwhile investment. I mean, 1,800 bucks. It's not a seed, it's not magic, but it is armor that you can buy. That's 3 fairy walnuts. That's a lot of stuff. Alright, there are some bosses at the top. We'll see if Piano decides to take Flammie up and straight back down to turn in this Dryad Seed, since there are some bosses here to fight. Yep, that's exactly what is happening. Can turn in the Dryad Seed, and there's also Hexus and Watermelon that can be fought here. But first, fighting against the Fighting Lizard, or Snapdragon, or whatever it's called. Axe Orb and Dryad Seed found for Neo, putting him at 6 seeds. Let's see what his next decision is. I mean, 6 seeds is a lot of magic damage output. That's enough that, especially with Shade and Luna, Dryad, Undine, like really good. There's a Boomerang Orb and 1,600 bucks for the Dryad Seed. Nope, Neo is doing the exact same thing that Piano's doing. Coming to Sunken Continent to get some freebies here and turn in the seed. Same thing, also going to go downstairs first and get these freebies before coming back up to fight the bosses. Piano now starting his fight in the back rooms here against Hexus. So much damage output. Especially with Lumina also in the mix. If you want to throw that down as well. Big damage coming through. Excuse me. Neo draining some magic and then starting up another barrage of freeze, which is also leveling it up. Only level 3 right now, can get it up to level 5 with these seeds. Neo picks up 1,800 bucks in the basement and, ooh, is going to continue on. Is going to move towards Hydra. Hexus goes down on Piano's side. We'll see if he decides to also fight the Watermelon, since all these bosses are just kind of here. And a lot of this boils down to how quickly you can, kill the bosses, but also traversal. And it's like, well, you're in the area, you might as well kill these bosses. Sea Hare Tail is nothing on its own, is a fetch quest, but it's something that the runners can go ahead and turn in. Oh, Neo slides past. He was one step ahead of himself. He was thinking that the first waterfall switch was going to be on the right-hand side. That's where the second one is. So by the time he bypassed the switch on the left-hand side, he's going to have to take a little trip down and around, hit it again. All right, Piano draining a bunch of magic from the Watermelon to keep it from casting Wall. Also running behind it to trigger the enemy, the boss, to go up in the air and come back down in a different form so that it can't cast. There it is. All right. All right, Neo hits the switch this time around. as a second switch to hit before going to Hydra. Let's see if this has been a smooth move for Piano. Sea Hairtail off of Hexus could be something. This is a Spear Orb and a Bow Orb, so no, nothing else. So hopefully that Sea Hairtail will lead to something. And yep, Piano is like, well, I'm on this continent, I might as well continue on, you know. Might as well check some other things here before heading to the Pure Lands. So, Neo now starting his fight against the Hydra. And Piano going down into the basement to the undersea area to do the same. Big magic drain on Neo's side, and then continuing with some level 6 burst is massive damage. There's the first switch hit by Piano, and now for the second waterfall. All right, Hydra goes down for Neo as Piano starts his fight against the Hydra. Let's see if this is going to be worthwhile. Say Javelin Orb and a Sword Orb. Nothing. You're going to push forward? Yep. On the way through the rest of the undersea area. Going towards the Kettlekin fight. Alright, Hydra goes down for Piano as well. We'll simply be picking up 2 weapon orbs here. A Javelin Orb and a Sword Orb. Alright, and Piano is heading on. Alright. So we have another convergence here for our runners. I'm trying to remember if there was a hint that something was late game, or if they're just like, well, I'm here, I might as well do these checks, because this could have something. I mean, a lot of times in Mana Tree Revival, like, I would have seen, oh, I have 5 seeds, I have 6 seeds. I feel like I have enough to go ahead and go through the Grand Palace, or through the Pure Lands. You know, thinking there are 6 checks, there are 6 bosses along the way, one of them may have a seed, but I can at least get to the Mana Tree, get the checkpoint, and then head back out and do other stuff if that winds up not being helpful. Because you can, you know, do a lot of stuff in the overworld area and not wind up finding a seed, and there's just the last seed is just waiting for you in Pure Lands at one of the bosses. And you go, cool, I'm glad I went and did all those boss fights. Wind up not amounting to anything. Neo leveling up some weapons from Watts and getting a reheal. Health and magic restored from Chrissy. Piano on his way to the 4 color-coded switches. About to cross the 1 hour mark on the seed. There is still that fire seed that Neo has picked up at Boreal Face, excuse me, in Ice Country, that Piano has to just go and do. I don't remember there being a hint for that. That's just something you have to go and do. Luckily, that boss is easy to get to. You land 1 screen south of it, walk up and beat it, you know. It's a pretty quick check. It is just kind of a one-off, though, out in the middle of nowhere. Piano has made it to the subway. and is sprinting through. Neo on his way. He's hit the first switch and is at a double back to go to the next switch in the order after the color-coded password area. And Piano should have just this one more screen to get through before the Kettlekin fight and finishing out everything here in the Sunken Continent area. All right, that was that. Kettlekin goes down. See if this is worthwhile. Neo still has a good bit to go through, taking his time going through all of these enemies on the way there. So let's see what our reward is for the Kettlekin fight. We get a glove orb and the Dark Seed. Oh my gosh, there it is. Okay, worthwhile. I'm trying to remember, did we get a hint that the Dark Seed was in a late game area or Sunken Continent or something like that? Since both of them were adamant about coming and checking this. So, I guess so. All right, Dark Seed found. Dark Seed can be turned in now. We still don't know where the Moon Seed is. Piano coming back to Kippo Village. Had taken a, I guess, said, I'll get this NPC out of the way. I guess had taken note that there are certain pieces of armor here that he wants to pick up. Yes, can pick up one ruby vest. I don't know if he can make sell some stuff. Pick up another one. I guess is not going to bother with it. Neo has made it to the subway. Let's see where Piano decides to jet off to. Has the, I mean, next would be Kakara, turning in the Sea Hairtail, and also buying some Fair Walnuts before heading to Pure Lands. Yep, just picking up 6 Fairy Walnuts, please, sir. Thank you. Alright, Sea Hairtail. What do we have? An Axle Orb. Okay. Alright, 6 seeds for Piano. Neo about to come across his 7th seed. Are we headed to the Pure Lands now? Is this it? Piano looks poised and ready. This is a good staging area. Kakara, just south of the Pure Lands. A good place to shop and save and heal up. And he is going in. Neo now fighting the Kettlekin. And is deciding to fight the honorable way instead of just casting spells. Oh, wait. Swapping it up? I don't know. All right, here comes the first boss fight that we are seeing here. This is against the Dragon Worm. We do not have Sylphid. Sylphid is somewhere in Pure Lands. But still have some good damage to dish out with level 5 burst. Kettlekin goes down for NeoKenshin. Kettlekin NeoKenshin. I was trying to smash all that together. This will be the Dark Seed and something else. So 7 seeds for him. Boom! Big damage on that Dragon Worm there. Gonna go ahead and drain some magic as well. Full up on the Sprite. A Glove Orb. And there it is. The Dark Seed for NeoKenshin. So let's see if it's time for him to also decide to go to the Pure Lands. Alright, down goes the Dragon Worm. 1 boss. Down 5 to go. Through the Pure Lands. What is our reward? It's a Boomerang Orb and a Whip Orb. Alright. Moon Seed still MIA. Neo coming to Northtown to shop, I guess. Yeah, going down to the shop. Alright. Boss number 2 is the Snow Dragon. We know what all of the bosses are. Oh, Neo is... What is happening here? Oh, did he mean to go to Southtown to shop? He went to Northtown. I don't know what he's doing there. He walked up and started rummaging through the bookshelf in the shopkeeper's abode. All right, Snow Dragon goes down. 2 of 6 bosses defeated in the Pure Lands. Neo loading up on Fairy Walnuts before headed to the Pure Lands himself. There's a Glove Orb and nothing. Okay. 2 bosses down, 4 to go for Piano. Neo looks like he is shopping and getting prepared to go to the Pure Lands himself. Yep. You can tell on the map he is on his way there. Yeah. All right, so Neo is now coming to the Pure Lands himself. Piano now starting his 3rd fight against Axebeak, which does have a weakness to Undine, so this will be a very quick fight. All right, that was the Axebeak fight. Super quick. A Whip Orb, and there's Sylphid. All right. It would have been nice to have that against the Dragon Worm, but, you know, level 5 Dryad magic. Can't be argued with. Still really good damage. Neo draining tons of magic. I guess just trying to level up Magic Absorb. Magic Absorb level 6 is plenty. I don't know. You don't need level 7 Magic Absorb. It's just a completionist trying to get everything max level before heading into the boss. All right, Piano starting boss fight number 4 here against the Red Dragon. It is another fire boss. 2 fire bosses back to back, since we have vanilla bosses here. And Undine still will do the trick. Neo about to start his first fight against the Dragon Worm. All right, Red Dragon goes down. Neo with level 6 burst. It's going to be a quick fight as well. A lot of damage output right here. Sitting still, I don't know, getting hit. He's not chaining magic together. Taking his sweet time. Bow Orb and nothing. All right, another nothing check. 2 bosses left to take down in the Pure Lands before getting to the Mana Tree. Piano will have to finish this out and then go back out into the world to find that Fire Seed that Neo's already found. Once again, as a reminder, that is at Boreal Face in Ice Country. Our 5th boss is Thunder Gygus. We do not have Gnome, but we do have level 6 Burst. So, it's kind of the same thing. And Dragon Worm goes down for Neo. Let's see what he picks up here. I have forgotten. It is a Boomerang Orb and a Whip Orb. All right, 1 boss down, 5 to go for Neo. Piano on his 5th boss right now. Actually, surprisingly not great damage. Also, you cannot drain magic from Gygus. There are certain bosses, there are certain enemies that you can't drain health and magic from. You can't drain health from undead enemies, so ghosts, clouds, I don't think you can drain magic or health from them. You can't drain health from zombies. It does the reverse. And you can't drain magic from Gyguses, and I don't think you can drain magic from ghosts and clouds either. Yeah. All right, Neo starting his fight against the 2nd boss here, the Snow Dragon. Piano finishing the 5th fight against the Thunder Gygus. Just has the Wind Dragon left before getting the checkpoint at the Mana Tree. We get a Sword Orb, and there it is! Oh! I knew it! The Moon Seed on the path to go mode. All right, so Neo is on the path to go mode. We'll be picking up his 8th and final seed right before heading in to turn it in. So Piano will be finishing out this boss fight, then has to go out in the world and just do the right thing. Just find the right check. But first, level 6 burst against this Wind Dragon. Snow Dragon goes down for Neo. Big damage on the Wind Dragon. Another round of burst, please, good sir. There's a Glove Orb and a big ol' nothing for Neo. 2 bosses down, 4 to go for him. Piano finishes out the 6th and final boss here in the Pure Lands. Will not be getting the Fire Seed here. But we'll be getting an Axe Orb and a Javelin Orb. Okay. So now for the cutscene, on Piano's side, this will get him the checkpoint. And then he just has to go out and do the right check. There is still a lot of game out there. There is, okay, both Northtown Castle bosses. There is all of Ice Country. Not just Boreal Face, where the seed is actually located, but also all of Ice Palace. There's Elena's Castle. There is going to Earth Palace and turning in the Earth Seed. There's turning in the Water Seed. Turning in the Light... we can't turn in the Light Seed. We haven't found the key. But turning in the Dark Seed. Turning in the Moon Seed. So there's a lot of stuff that Piano can do. It's just, you know, what is the first check that is correct? Alright, so yeah, Moon Palace is right there south of Pure Lands. You have the Moon Seed, you have Dryad. Easy peasy to come here and do this check. Especially since the seed turn-ins usually give you 2 things. I think Fire Seed is the only one that gives you 1 item. Turning the Fire Seed. So Piano's just got a bunch of stuff to do. Here's a Whip Orb and Sylphid for Neo. There's also Doppelgangers. There's also Matengo Cave. Like, there's also the bad checks, right? So turning in this Moon Seed will give us what? A Bow Orb and a Whip Orb. Okay, so that's 1 down. So now it's a race. Piano finding the 8th and final seed versus Neo getting through these last 3 bosses. Fighting the Fire Dragon. This will be a very quick fight since he has high level... I was just going to use Burst. Why do anything else? Oh, that's another thing. Finding Sylphid in the Pure Lands, coming back to Fire Palace, and going to Earth Palace. Earth Palace is a long check. I mean, it takes a while to... You got to go to Guy's Navel. You have to walk down into the Dwarf Village. You have to, you know, go through all of Earth Palace. Like, that's a long check to turn in that Earth Seed. That's low on priority. Alright, Fire Dragon goes down. 4 bosses down, 2 to go for Neo. Piano cracks the seal here in the Fire Palace and can head forward and get these last 2 chests. There's Gnome. A Bow Orb and nothing for Neo. 2 bosses left for him. Piano going ahead and making use of that Gnome and speeding things up, casting auto runs, casting speed up on the boy, zipping on through. All right, here's the 3rd and final chest here in Fire Palace. Oh no! Uh-oh. That is not what we want to see Piano pick up. Because he may look at that and go, oh my gosh, yes, the logic, you know, big brain, galaxy brain, the logic check of getting Sylphid, and then cracking this open in Fire Palace, getting Sylphid in Pure Lands, coming back to Fire Palace, getting the gold key. I already have the Light Seed. I'm going to go to Gold Tower. I'm going to, you know, fight all these bosses and go to the top. The bosses will be pretty fast, since he has, you know, high-level damage. high-level magic attack. But it's the wrong play. That's the thing, is that there's 2 boss fights turning in the seed, climbing the tower, etc. You know, it's not going to be good. Neo starting his 5th fight here against the Thunder Gygus here in Pure Lands. This is the one that has the moon seed. This is his go mode boss. All right, Piano walks on in with the gold key, like he owns the place. Gets a whip orb. And is bailing. He was just gambling. He's like, well, maybe, let me try this one, and then I'm gonna leave. Which is a choice. You think you traveled all the way here, you're gonna go ahead and just do it. What now? Oh, turning in the water seed? Yeah, very quick check here. You land, fight the Jabberwocky, turn in not the light seed, the water seed for 2 checks. I was going to Elanaze? What? Sword Orb. And there it is, the Moon Seed. NeoKenshin is in go mode, just has to beat 1 boss. This is a choice for Piano. This is something you've had access to for the whole game. I will say that. Having the whip and having the axe, in early game, like before you would get the, you know, what you needed to break through the Upperland Forest Orb. This has been sitting here for the last hour, and it may be eating away at you, and you know that it's 2 checks. You know that you can take down Spiky Tiger very quickly because you have Undine Magic, which he has a weakness to, and you know that you immediately get 2 checks afterwards. You also get a hint. That may also be, okay, you know what? This may be a more level-headed check. That you may come here and get a hint off of the Nezoberry, off of the doll on the table, and it'll just give you a hint for the Fire Seed. We'll see if Piano gets lucky, or if it's just like, you fight the boss. Also, there are a lot of people that don't check this hint before fighting the boss, and it blows my mind every single time. Fire Seed in a town! There it is! There's the hint! Get out of here! There's so many people that I see that will run past that doll and will do the boss fight first, and then on the way out, get the hint. Do that first, every single time. There is Exhibit A. Always talk to the doll first. Axe and Javelin Orb. For NeoKenshin, always talk to the doll first, because it could save you from having to do a boss fight. It could push you... Okay, so now Piano's going, okay, what towns? What towns have I not checked out? What is in a town? I've done Mantis Ant. I could go back to... But this is technically in a tower. There it is. He's going for it. All right, he's come to the right place. Wow. Absolutely bailed out by the doll. But it's too little too late. Neo is going to be going through this cutscene and finishing out his check here in just a second. This is the Boreal Face fight for Piano, which would be a very fast fight for the Fire Seed. Yeah. Like, Exhibit A for talking to the doll first every time before fighting Spiky Tiger. NeoKenshin, neat, you did the thing. He is done with the seed, and we will have an official time in just a second after the HUD disappears. Boom, 118.40. GG's to Neo. Piano should be wrapping everything up in the next minute. Just has to take out Boreal Face, run north and get the Fire Seed out of the furnace, and then fly back to Pure Lands. Wow. What a run. All right, Boreal Face goes down. Piano will be wrapping this up shortly. I can't believe that hint was just there. Oh man, and that's the thing. Like I was kind of ragging on Piano. I was like, why are you? This is a long check, but because that hint is there and it can be a useful. It marked as a quote unquote useful hint. That was extremely helpful. I mean, it basically said, here, go here, do this thing. The Fire Seed, there it is. All right. Oh, man. Yeah. Talk to the doll before fighting the boss. I've had that happen in Seeds before, where you go there, you're like, I'm going to get this hint and also fight this boss and get all these checks done and stuff like that. And I talk to the doll, and it gives me the hint, and I bail immediately. I go, well, I don't need to do this fight. I'm out of here. Neat, you did the thing. Congrats, Piano. We'll be finishing off that seed with a time of 1:20:01. A 1 minute, 21 second difference. GG's to both Neo and Piano. Wow. So, the opening, finding the girl and the Flammie Drum at the same check in the Undine Cave, which is nice, because getting Lumina and then finding the girl and knowing that Lumina cracks open Upperland Forest and the rest of the game, like mid-game and everything like that, sending you away to Matango and to Ice Country and Kakara and the Empire before having the Flammie Drum. Man, so lucky to get both of those things at the same check. To go, well, I don't need to do that. Neat. I won't get thrown way off the course, which is fortunate. Also getting the Sprite early on from the sword pedestal in the river. So both of our runners got all 3 characters very early on, which means a lot of magic damage, being able to speed through a lot of these boss fights and everything like that. Also, early game, finding a good many seeds, which just ramps up that damage output. Also finding some getting... Shade wasn't even used. Really, I saw Shade and I was like, cool, you have Shade, you can do, Dark Force, you can do Evil Gate. Neither of them used Shade, I think, a single time. Nobody bothered leveling it up because they had Dryad, which Burst does a lot of damage, and there are a lot of enemies that have weaknesses to that, as well as Undine, which Freeze is just a high damage output, like, spell for only 2 magic. That's another thing. It only costs 2 mana, so you can cast it a lot off of a single fill-up of mana points, of magic points. But yeah, getting both characters early on, getting a lot of magic, getting a few seeds, not having to, like, really scrounge around and hunt down that Flammie Drum, just opening up the game. And then getting down to, yeah, I think there was a check that I must have, or a hint that I must not have seen. Either that or both runners just decided, oh, I'm going to go to Sunken Continent because there's a lot of stuff to do here, and wound up full clearing it. But yeah, I think there must have been a hint that I've forgotten about, that they said that the Dark Seed was, I guess, in a late game area or something like that. So that's why they were hunting that down, and went all the way to Kettlekin, which, there was the seed they were looking for. And then also the hint that, oh, Dryad Seed at Northtown Ruins. Neat. You know what else is at Northtown Ruins? The Water Seed. What else was there? The Water Seed, the Light Seed, the hint from Diluc that the Earth Seed was at Northtown Castle, but both of them already had that. Money. So there are 3 seeds and cash and a hint for a 4th seed, all in Northtown Ruins. Absolutely stacked. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a fun one to watch. This was, I hope this was a fun one to play for, not only for Neo and for Piano, but also for everybody else in the community that ran this weekly seed. This was a blast. This is a really fun one to cast. Yeah, that was it. That was, I don't really have any other, commentary or anything like that. Just kind of looking back at how everything kind of unfolded. And of course, the 8th and final seed, at least for Neo, the Piano wound up having to hunt down the fire seed, but the 8th seed was in Pure Lands. There's 6 boss checks there. And we're looking for 1 more seed. It's just going to be on the way there, of course. Thanks. Oh, man, classic. Well, that is it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this commentary for the Secret Mana Randomizer Weekly Seed. If you want to play the Secret Mana Randomizer yourself, there is a link below in the description of this video. Take you to a website where you can download the program. It'll allow you to generate seeds. You can do open world seeds like we see here in the weekly seeds, but you can also generate randomized seeds that take you through the vanilla game, but randomize the elements through the vanilla game. So go ahead and check that out. Also, there's a link below to the Discord for the community if you want to stop by and say hello, ask some questions about how to get things set up, or if you have some questions about just different tips and tricks and strategies and stuff like that. There's a lot of very friendly, very informative people, I guess, knowledgeable, I think is the correct word, people in the community that are there to help, as well as if you want to run the weekly seed yourself, you can throw your hat in the ring and do that as well. I want to thank Neo and Piano for letting me rebroadcast their runs for this mock-up commentary kind of faux race. Go check them out. I've got links to their channels below. Go and support them, give them likes and follows and subscribes and all that good stuff. And that should be it. Thank you once again for tuning in and listening to this broadcast of the Weekly Seed number 181 for the So you can monitor randomizer, weekly seed, race, and that is it for me. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.